Hello, this is Michael Paul with the New Orleans Scottish Rite College. Not long ago, I was going through some boxes I had in storage and found a box that I had not seen in many years. It contained a number of personal items from around the time I joined Masonry. One of the things I found was a small booklet my lodge had printed just after I had joined. It was the lodge bylaws and roster of members. Looking through the booklet and the names of members long gone, it took me back to many of the events and conversations from that time. I remember one conversation with an elderly Mason who told me of how Masons sometimes interacted with each other during difficult times in our history, like during the time of the Great Depression of the late 1920s and 30s, or things that went on in the U.S. during World War II. He told me of great shortages of things like sugar and coffee, and how so many things were rationed. Ration coupons were given out, and once you were out of coupons, well, you didn't get what you wanted. It was a difficult time. He told me that older Masons had told him that things like even white dress shirts that Masons would wear to their lodge were rationed. He also told me how some Masons would bend the rules by the use of Freemasonry. They would sometimes wear their Masonic rings turned around so that the square and compass would face their palm, and then go into a store or shop that they knew was run by a Mason. They would ask for an item that required a coupon. When asked for the coupon, the Mason would not say a word, but instead of giving the coupon, he would turn his ring around to the proper position and then place it down on the counter so that the ring could be seen by the shop owner. Not a word was spoken, but the sale was made without the coupon. It was hard and difficult times. I imagine that things like showing a Masonic ring may have been done out of a feeling that Masons should help each other. But when does it go too far? I remember guidelines sent out by my Grand Lodge some years back concerning linking Masonry to anyone's business. A Mason could be subject to Masonic discipline if he used a square and compass on any business card or advertising for a business. It was felt that this was an improper use of Masonry, and that the implied goal was to use Freemasonry for personal gain. It was the same to link any Masonic symbol, lodge name, or any aspect of Masonry to a business. I own Cornerstone Book Publishers. I publish Masonic books. But before I opened the business, I had a long talk with my Grand Secretary. While it is fine to publish Masonic books and use Masonic symbolism on Masonic book covers, you don't see the square and compass on any of my advertising, my website heading, or in my company name. There is a difference between saying what you do for information's sake and using it to draw business. In fact, I've seen some lodge rosters from the early to mid-1800s that not only gave the name and address of each member, but list his occupation or place of employment. Is this strictly information, or does it give some sort of subtle advertisement, or maybe a blend of the two? It's hard to tell. Another area of interest is Masons in politics. Now, for as long as Masonry has existed, some Masons have served in political offices. Many Masonic history books clearly brag on U.S. presidents who have been Masons. Yet discussion of both religion and politics is forbidden in lodges at labor. So if someone is running for a political office, where is the line not to cross between Masonic information and using Masonry for personal gain? I'm not sure that there is a clear line anymore, or maybe if there ever was a clear line. If someone said in a political speech, "Vote for me because I'm a Freemason," then I'm sure that most of us would agree that this line has been crossed. But is it crossing the line to list Masonic membership among the organizations to which a candidate belongs? I remember not very long ago, a website came under severe criticism because it listed the names of Masons and their places of employment. It was an online Masonic directory where Masons from various jurisdictions could list their names and places of employment for free. There were no lines of promotion for the businesses, only that this is where the Masons worked. A number of Grand Lodges warned their members that if they listed themselves on this site, they could face Masonic discipline. Today, I've seen a number of Grand Lodge websites that have exactly the same kind of Masonic directories. Different times, different attitudes? I guess. When I first joined Masonry, one of my early mentors was an attorney by profession. He was well respected, but his business card was as basic as it could be. It was a white card with black ink and only contained his name, address, phone number, and the single line below his name, attorney at law. He was aghast at some of the simple TV commercials from that time from attorneys advertising their services. He told me that this was highly improper and did not know why the ethics board did not act on them. He has long gone to his reward, but I sometimes wonder how he would react to some of the TV commercials from many of today's attorneys. Times do change, and with it, some of the attitudes do change. So again, what is and where is the line that Masons should not cross? When are we providing simple, general information on ourselves? And when are we using Masonic membership for improper personal gain? I believe that answer is going to be subjective. When is someone telling a joke? And when are they making fun of you? Usually, if something does not feel right, then it is not right. But then again, everyone has their own moral compass. The reason that we have Masonic trial is because some Masons simply feel that they can do whatever they feel is acceptable, even if it goes against what most other Masons feel is acceptable. I don't believe that I can give a definitive answer, and even if I could give a definitive answer for today, there is no answer or no guarantee that it would be valid tomorrow. I believe that the best answer lies within our Masonic teachings. There are times when we need to do the hard things. When we serve on an investigation committee, we are charged with only admitting those we deem to be morally worthy. But what does that mean? How do you know someone else's heart? Should we be kind-hearted and let everyone in? If we do that, then why do we need an investigation committee to begin with? Freemasonry is not for everyone. To believe it is to misunderstand the nature and purpose of Freemasonry. Freemasonry is not designed to be an insurance agency where its members pay dues with the expected goal of reaping financial benefits at some point. It is also not an association where its members use their membership to gain unfair advantage over non-Masons in business or general society. We should be better than such activity. So where is the line that we should not cross? How do we know when we or someone else has gone into that area that is improper for Masons to travel? As with so many questions in Masonry, the answers are in our teachings. Pick up a book on Freemasonry. Read it. Then pick up and read another book. Then another. Don't stop. This is where you will find your answers. If your Freemasonry is only a club for fellowship, you will simply never find the answers that you may or may not seek. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been of some value. If you like the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe to us. See you next time.